Hi everyone, it's Natasha and thank you so much for stopping by my channel. And if you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button down below and join my YouTube family. If you are curious about what I'm going to be doing today, obviously you've already read my title for the video, which is my 2018 luxury wish list, which, let's be honest, it's all going to be Louis Vuitton. All info as usual, they're always going to be in the description box. If you guys want to chit chat, any comments, or you have any suggestions, feel free to do that down below as well. You can also follow me on Instagram and as well as Twitter. So I want to do a countdown from 5 to 1, which would be, number 1 would be on the top of my list and probably would be the first thing that I would want to get. So number 5 is the, I was kind of on the fence about my number 5 because, and I will explain that. So my number 5 is the Louis Vuitton Speedy Bandier in the monogram print in the size of 40. Why is it my number 5? It's my number 5 because it's contingent in regards to a different size of a Speedy, which is also going to be on my list today. If I'm going to be perfectly fine with the 35, then this is going to probably disappear from my list. But for right now, that is on my number 5 on my wish list for 2018. Number 4 would be the Tournelle in the PM size. This is also kind of contingent because, not as contingent as the 40, Speedy Bandier in the 40, because I really love the way it looks. It does remind me a little bit of the Estrella, which has already been discontinued, I think last year, I think. And I was on the fence on the Estrella. It wasn't until a year after it was released that I was kind of leaning like maybe I would like it. And to be quite honest, it wasn't really until I knew I was pregnant that I was like, I want the Estrella. And as soon as I made that decision, the Estrella became discontinued. So, and I was also really wanting the Estrella in the raisin color because it was so different. And you don't see that color in a lot of Louis Vuitton. The noir or the black was very common. The cherry or the red was also, like, a lot of people also got that. And a lot of people had different ideas in the color, which is also something that I am kind of a little bit weary on getting the Tournelle PM in anything but the noir because of that. Because the other color is cherry, or I think it's a cherry red. I do apologize, I forgot what the name was called. Because of that option, I wasn't sure if I would really love it. I don't know if it's a true, like, red, like close to like a blood red, or like or close to more like kind of like a pink red or an orange red. I really don't like an orange red kind of shade, so that's why I'm a little bit worried about that. So I would probably get this in the noir color, unless they actually have this in the raisin, maybe. Or maybe in a rose ballerine color or a fuchsia color. Maybe I would probably lean towards that. Maybe the fuchsia, because the rose ballerine seems to be really like a baby pink. It's beautiful, but it looks like it's gonna like get dirty really fast, and I'm just those types of people that's why a lot of my wardrobe are in dark colors, because if I wear something light or even white shirt or white pants, it's a one-time use. It just, I don't know what it is. But anyway, so that's my number 4 would be the Tournelle PM. My number 3, which I don't even know, like my whole list seems to be, a lot of them are like contingent. I don't even know why it's still number 3 on the list. So number 3, I'm on the fence with. I don't even know why. I definitely wanted to get this back in 2017, probably later, because I was, you know, I'm using my Louis Vuitton Agenda and the MM every day. The PM, not so much anymore, but the MM, I do use it every day. And I think the PM I'm always going to keep because it's so beautiful. And anyway, so the MM I use every day, and I'm leaning more towards I want to get something bigger. And as if you guys don't know, I live a little bit far from my nearest Louis Vuitton store, and it just having to go there is really kind of annoying because it's like the traffic is so congested and parking is crazy. And anyway, I mean, this is not an exaggeration. Like 2 weeks ago, I was ready to get the Louis Vuitton Agenda in the monogram and the GM size. And as soon as I went on the website, it just said out of stock. So I'm like, still out of stock? This has been out of stock every time I check it since the last quarter of 2017. So I'm like, you know what? I looked at this a few times last week. I mean, before that day. And the week before that, I was also looking like a few times that week. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's meant to be that I'm not really going to be able to get this brand new. So I went and looked around for a pre-loved version, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. It's like the same price or more expensive pre-loved, which is ridiculous to me because it's already used. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's meant to be. Maybe I'm not meant to get this one, but it's still on my list because I feel like I do love my other agendas. I love them so much. And I feel like maybe, it feels like, why shouldn't I get the GM? But when that happened, I was so mad that I just kind of thought to myself, you know what? What am I going to use the Louis Vuitton Agenda in the GM size? What am I really going to use it with? I was going to use it with a daily vision board. It was going to be filled with a monthly calendar, the weekly calendar, as well as note-taking, which I do a lot, and those were the 3 things that I was going to do. And I thought, you know what? How about I just get something different for now and see maybe if I like it, maybe if I'm not. I actually talked myself out of it because I was so mad. I'm like, I hate this thing. I'm not going to buy this ever again. And of course, it's on my wish list. So I was telling myself, you know what? You don't need the agenda. There's so many different kinds of planners out there. There's so many different kinds of these things. Like, you don't need to get the GM agenda. Like, screw them, like, that kind of attitude. But I was like fuming. I mean, obviously I wasn't saying these things out loud, but I'm like, I was so mad. So I purchased myself a different planner, which I hope I really do like because it's not in a ring version and it's not spiral. It is similar to like a composition notebook, but it's in a planner version. And I'm kind of excited for that to arrive, and it's supposed to arrive really soon. So that's why this is number 3, because I feel like I'm still in the hunt for it. I feel like I want to have it just to complete my agenda. But I'm not really interested in the desk agenda. I don't know why, but I'm really not. So that's my number 3 is the Louis Vuitton Agenda in the GM size in the monogram print only. Because if you guys don't know, I only really love monogram. I do not like the damier prints anymore. I used to love damier bean. I don't really like it that anymore. I love damier azur afar, but I did have one before, and it wasn't for me. It's beautiful. I do appreciate the beauty of it, but it's one of those things. Like, I love, if I could, I would wear white at least once a day. I mean, once a week, all white. Like, I would love to wear, or probably every day, white every day. But I'm one of those people that just can't pull it off, you know? Like, I'll wear it and an hour later, I have to get it washed or cleaned or tossed out in the garbage, which a lot of my white stuff, I have tossed out in the garbage actually. So anyway, number 2 on my list is the Louis Vuitton Speedy Bantier in the, if you haven't guessed, in the size 35. I get a lot of questions, comments, you know, from you guys or from my Instagram or just people asking me why I prefer the Bandier. And I prefer the Bandier is because I used to be like just I used to be just only a top handle kind of girl. I don't know what it is. It's been, I think, living in the city before. Yeah, I think when I was living in the city, that made me really switch to a shoulder bag because it made me open my eyes to how amazingly convenient it is to be hands-free. Before, like I said, when I would get a bag and I would get the shoulder strap option of it, I swear to God, I just leave it in my closet because I remember once when I was like, my mom got me a new bag. I forgot what it was. I really forgot what it was. And it had a shoulder strap option of it. And it was inside the bag. And I remember when I got it, I was so happy. And it was like the bag that I wanted for, I think it was like a birthday gift. A bag that I wanted for like a year or months or something, almost a year. So my mom was always like that. Like she always liked to give us like really nice birthday presents, especially. And then, you know, on Christmas too. So I remember opening it and there was this long strap with it. And I remember going, "You got me a shoulder bag, Mom. I didn't even know this came with a shoulder strap." And she goes, "Well, that's the one you wanted, and it did come with a shoulder strap." And I'm like, huh, I don't really know what I'm going to use this for. Should I just toss it out? And I remember her saying, "You know what? You never know what's going to happen. You might want this next year. So just keep it in your closet." It's not, you know, you have a huge closet. At the time, my room was like one side of the wall was completely just a built-in closet. So it was huge. I really didn't lose a lot of room for that, you know, the strap. She's like, "Just put it in your closet, you know, like maybe, you know, down the road, you're going to want a strap with it." And I did after a while. However, I did kind of like that it did kind of feel that it's like a different bag when you have the shoulder option for it, the shoulder strap option for that. So anyway, back to where it really made me change myself was a few years ago. I used to live in the city, and having a shoulder strap option was just so amazing because when you're walking around block 1, block 2 and doing all these things, when I'm holding my bag, just like so, like here on a crook of my arm, it gets to be really, really heavy and annoying. And that was just kind of hard for me to do. So that's where I really fell in love in regards to that. Because when I initially first lived in the city, I was still using the top handle. And I was doing that, and it just, I don't know, it just, I still remember walking down a specific street, and it was just kind of in the way a lot, you know? And so having the shoulder strap in it is really, really wonderful. And of course, if you don't know, the Speedy Bantier strap that comes with it is like a little over an inch or maybe an inch wide. And it is super comfortable. I love it. I wish that my Turnell and the Turnell bags has a thicker strap or a wider strap, because the thin strap, even with my Turnell PM, you can feel it kind of digging in a little bit. Even with the Turnell PM, and it is in the monogram with the Vachetta trim, it still does that. if I put my iPad in there, my iPad mini, excuse me, it will still dig in. It's just the iPad weighs really heavily. But when I put it in the Speedy, it doesn't really affect that bad. I mean, I can feel the weight on there, but it doesn't dig in as bad as a turn LPM. And that's why I'm more leaning towards the Speedies instead of getting more of the Chanel and the other sizes because of the strap. It really is. And I don't know. I feel like if I get if I add, like, I used to wanted to get the Turin MM. I feel just like the strap is just ridiculous. And I don't know. I guess I'm just not into it anymore. That used to be in my wish list last year. So anyway, moving on. So Speedy 35, I want to see if that can withstand my colder months season bag. I know it's in the monogram, and I don't know. To me, I love the monogram, and I will wear it any day, any time of the year. Raining or sunshine, snow, doesn't matter. Maybe hail, I won't go outside just because I don't want to get a concussion again. So anyway, 35, I want it to be like, maybe in a year, I'll be like, I'm going to wear my Louis Vuitton Speedy Bantier in the 30 for summer, maybe spring, if it's warm enough. But I want the 35 to be like, if I have to put my UGG gloves in there. I know this is just the one. It was just lying here. My scarf, my fur hat, because this is a huge hat, and let me show you how it looks. So I put it on like that, and it covers my ears. If I don't, I really have, if I don't, my ears hurt a lot. So I do need, those are my winter essentials. I need my UGG gloves. I need my fur hat, and I need warm, like, a scarf. And a scarf can be a little bit bulky when it comes to cold weather scarves. So I do want those three things that, you know, to fit in, as well as my other stuff to fit in. And I really, really am hoping that the 35 is gonna do it for me, because I don't know. It's just, I feel like the 40 is a little big. It's a lot big, actually. The 40 is really big, and I would really, really want to stick to the 35. It's a lot. It's bigger. I'm looking at the dimensions. It is significantly bigger than the 30. But, or however, I will be putting in an organizer in there. And if you guys haven't seen there, when I was doing the comparison of my Speedy with or without the organizer, you do lose a little bit of room. So that's what I'm kind of hoping. With the organizer, I just feel like some of the fur fell on my face. With the organizer, it's going to fill everything. And it won't be like, it won't be too tight. So that's why it's my number 2. My number 1, there you go, drum roll, is the Turnell in the MM size in the color Noir. I want the trim to be the Noir and not the Vachetta. I just think it looks so beautiful and elegant in the Noir instead of the Vachetta. I mean, the Vachetta is incredibly beautiful too, but I feel like, I don't know, it's just having the Noir and not a Vachetta is more like, I think it's just, you can have a little bit more carefree with it, and also with the elegance of the monogram, the classic print of the monogram. I know the Damier Bean is older, but I just love the monogram so much. So yes, I will be putting down the links down below in the description box, just so you guys can know what I'm talking about. And if you guys have any questions, suggestions, and maybe you also, like, your wish list is also like some of the bags that I have on, or some of the items that I have on, and maybe you've already purchased it, or maybe you're on your way to do that, I would love to share. I would love to hear any of your guys' feedback and anything that you want to chit chat about on my wish list. Any kind of suggestions, advice, shared experience, maybe that would be phenomenal. So guys, do that down in the comment section below. My email, Twitter, and Instagram is down there below as well. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I can't believe I just said that. I don't even know what I was supposed to say. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. And I hope I see you guys next time. Bye.